And we'll get the ball rolling here with Houston Dash defender Avery Patterson. I'll go ahead and kick things off. If you guys have any questions, please use the raise my hand option. Avery, back at home, closing this two-game homestand against Louisville. How's the team navigated preparations for that match?
The team has been navigating everything very seamlessly, I would say. I don't know if I've ever actually been able to play in games where it's back-to-back 2 games at home. So, for me, this is an exciting time. It's also Pups at the Pitch, which I am over the moon about. My dog will be in attendance and hopefully not be a pitch invader. But yeah, excited.
Thank you for that. We'll go ahead and kick it over to questions here on Zoom. Dustin, go ahead.
Hey, Avery, how are you?
Hi, Dustin. I'm good. How are you?
Good. You guys have played a little bit of a different formation, kind of a back three in the last couple of games, pushing you a little higher up. How's that been different for you guys as a team and just for you the way you play?
Yeah, I think Fabrice, oh, sorry, I'm a little here. I think Fabrice and like everything that he wants to achieve tactically has been somewhat of like a flowing formation. So, it's ever changing. I think even when we weren't in a 3-back, and lining up in a 4-back, it sometimes changed to become a 3-back and even sometimes a 5-back. So, it hasn't really been that much of a change for the players, just because I think that's something that we've practiced and rehearsed multiple times in practice. Not too much turnover and something that we've been able to get accustomed to fairly quickly.
And another game for you guys at home, like you said, Louisville, kind of similar to Utah with you guys in the standings. How big are these points for you guys, especially coming off a win last week, to get more points again at home this week?
Yeah, I think for us, obviously, points are a huge thing to every team in the league. But for us right now, I think it's getting better every game, whether that be a point, 3 points. And if we don't come out with a point or 3 points, then, learning from our mistakes and moving on to the next week and taking lessons into the next game. But yeah, 3 points are huge. And you're right, like building off of last week, it would be great to leave 2 weeks with 6 points.
And just last one for me, you mentioned it a little bit, but Pups at the Pitch. I know you guys as a team, you're very dog friendly. You guys love coffee. Yes. How important is it that you guys, as a group are so in tune with each other, friendships like that, both on the field and off the field?
That's a great question. I love talking about this kind of stuff. You're right. We all love coffee. We all have dogs. We all go to the dog park with our dogs. We all go to coffee with our dogs. So, you're right. It's something that's a huge connecting piece for us off the field. But we are just such a close group in general that, like, even without the dogs, we'd be hanging out at coffee or doing something together. So, my dog Benny is best friends with Maggie Graham's dog Whiskey. So, they're always together, and Maggie and I are always together. So it's exciting and fun.
Thanks, Avery. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Victor, go ahead.
Hi, Avery. Victor Isaac here with the Portes Nation. I'm going to follow up on that question a little bit, because sometimes sports and personal life get a little separated, but, they're more joined together than we think. Owning a dog is, how does that help you in your professional career a little bit? Is it sort of therapeutic? Does it help mind off? Like you just mentioned, maybe getting to know your teammates a little better because it's something to bond over.
I'm loving these questions. Keep the dog questions coming, please. Last year, I think it was not even the 3rd week into me signing my contract that I got my dog from an animal shelter here in Houston. Just because that's something that I always wanted to do. And it was like, oh, my first paycheck. I got big eyes and decided that that's what I wanted to do. He was only $13 at the animal shelter, so it wasn't like a huge purchase, but still a huge commitment. But he's great. His name's Benny. I've probably said his name about 30 times in this interview, but his name is Benny. And it is huge because, our whole lives, our whole jobs revolve around soccer. So, to have that outlet whenever you go home for something to be so excited to see you is great. Yeah, I love my dog.
Is that we always hear about players and the causes that they have. Is that something that seems passionate to you, animals?
Oh yeah, for sure. I had gone to the animal shelter a couple times before actually adopting Benny and like let dogs out to walk them and stuff. But yeah, I think that if you ask the majority of our team, it would probably be in the 99th percentile in terms of like being passionate about animals. I think everyone here really likes dogs. And I think someone mentioned earlier that the majority of our team has dogs. I mean, yeah, I'd say that that's a big passion for all of us.
All right, I'm gonna shift back to soccer here a little bit. I know it's probably gonna be a little more boring, but
That's okay.
just your second year in the NWSL, how are you enjoying this? You know, aside from the different results, different head coach, but just personally, how have you approached it, and how are you living your second year in the NWSL?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a great time. I mean, I can't speak highly enough about how well this year has been on and off the field. I think the group we have here has been incredible, and Fabrice's tactical mind has been something that I can really appreciate, and I know all the girls appreciate as well. So I mean, in terms of my development, it's where I want to be, and like where it's moving in the right direction for me personally. So I mean, getting game minutes as well. I mean, that was like a huge exposure factor for me last year was the transition from college to professional soccer. So I mean, becoming much more accustomed to the speed of play, and having your footing early on in games is something that I've carried into my second year. Yeah.
Seems Fabrice is certainly connected with this group, and you've had different coaches. What stands out about him as a coach?
I mean, I think if you asked anyone, you can tell that he genuinely cares about the well-being of players on the field and their development, and them learning and understanding and growing with all of his methodologies in terms of, as I mentioned earlier, tactics, and just understanding the game as a whole, but also off the field. Like he's dedicated to building a culture and a community here in Houston, and with the team, and with the fans, and with the staff. So I mean, he's a good guy, and we're lucky to have him here.
Just kind of want to reflect quickly on your career. I mean, I know you're still getting started, but are you amazed sometimes when or do you think about some of the accomplishments you've already had at 22?
Honestly, no. I think that for me, I am just enjoying the journey. As cliche as that sounds, I think it would almost be overwhelming to think about accomplishments as accomplishments rather than stepping stones to get to where I want to be, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I think for me, I try not to think about it, and I try to think of them as more of building blocks to get to my potential.
So how do you see some of the building blocks you've had so far? U.S. national team, played at North Carolina. Just elaborate on some of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think that those are obviously accomplishments. The North Carolina thing, all of those are just kind of things that I can say that I have been there, done that. Not been there, done that, but you know what I mean? Like those are things that have happened in the past. I want those to be a testament to who I can be in the future. So I mean, like, I also have had a lot of things not go my way. So I mean, those have balanced out the good and the bad. Like I got cut from a U20 national team, World Cup team. So I mean, those have always balanced out my other accomplishments. So I mean, like my last camp with the national team was obviously a dream come true, but that's something that has happened in the past, and I'm trying to turn that into now learning opportunities so that I can continue to go to those camps and hopefully make rosters in the future and continue to impact and use those to continue to impact here in Houston.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, because I don't know if anybody has so far. You were one of the final classes in obviously the long line of the players that have been coached by Anson Durrance, the legendary Anson Durrance at North Carolina. And just, what impact has that had in your career, and obviously having that privilege?
Yeah, I mean, again, that's something that I'll be able to carry with me for the rest of my life. He was my coach for 4 years there at UNC. And his impact stems beyond that for me. I mean, I wasn't super heavily recruited coming out of high school. So him kind of taking a chance on me going into college is something that I'll forever be indebted to him for. And he's also just such a great person to have in my life now. I mean, I keep in touch with him, and he texts me before and after all of my bigger achievements like the national team. So I mean, he's a great guy to have in my life.
A couple more, I promise. I just want to your drive is something that kind of stands out to me. I wondered, where do you get that from? Is that something that just naturally you've grown with, or do you see that as an influence? I see you have a family with a lot of professional players. Is where does your competitive drive stem from?
I think it probably stems from my parents directly. I mean, they are such high achievers, and definitely passed that down to me. I was, how old was I? I remember when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I was running around with them, like in terms of 5 miles a day, and now it's turned into like 8 miles a day, 10 miles a day. So I mean, they're the athlete. I got their athletic genes for sure. In terms of competitive drive, I would say I have unfortunately had to face a lot of injuries growing up, and that has kind of, I don't want to say forced me to be, but definitely made me grateful for everything that I have and have been able to accomplish. I mean, sitting on the sideline for my first 6 months at North Carolina with an ankle injury was something that, you know, it impacts you in such a negative way at the time, but then makes you come back that much stronger. Again, I'm using so many cliches in this interview, but it really does make you grateful and make you realize to not take any day for granted, and keeps you on edge. So I mean, I think that in combination with my parents' athleticism and some of my unfortunate injuries would be the reason for my competitiveness in general. Yeah.
And then just last one, Houston, big Hispanic city. I wonder how much you've been able to connect with the Hispanic culture. I know you obviously have some Hispanic teammates, but just as far as getting around the city, I don't know, food activities, just wanted to
Yeah.
curiosity ask you about
I
Hispanic
mean,
Houston.
my hometown is Jacksonville, Florida. And I grew up going to, you know, quote unquote Tex-Mex restaurants, but I had not had my eyes opened to those types of cuisines until fully coming to Houston. And it's something that my parents and I do after the day after every game is try a new restaurant here. We went to Escalante's, we went to Hugo's, we've been to where else? I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Nympha's last week. So I mean, it's been really fun to try those places out. Yeah.
And Edgar's got some good recommendations. You need
Okay,
any-
Edgar, I'll hold you to that.
All right, thank you, Avery. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Thanks for jumping on. We'll have this and additional items available later today.